Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican Queen, Miss Y. You tuned into How I See It TV, and this is a special live. Y'all, I finally made it to Huntsville. I, as many of y'all know, I live in South Florida, so I had a connecting flight I had a flight from South Florida to Atlanta that connected to Huntsville. Um, Pretty good flight. Everything was fast. No delays except for on my way to Huntsville. The um the second officer, the flight was missing a second officer. So we had to wait like 30 minutes for the second officer to arrive. And I got to my hotel, and there's something I want to tell y'all about the hotel, but I can't tell you just yet. I probably won't be able to tell y'all until Sunday night after the event. But I made it to my hotel, pretty awesome hotel, great room, great view. And then I went to get something to eat, y'all. And listen, when I got into Huntsville and I saw that the airport was pretty much shut down, and what I mean by shut down is the food court was closed, I was like, I know that I'm not about to get to this hotel and there won't be any restaurants open because I need something to eat. So I got to the hotel and they have a restaurant here, but the kitchen was closed. So I was like, see, I knew it. The minute I got to the airport and I didn't see any food courts open, I said, I'm going to get to the hotel and I'm going to starve. But luckily, there are some restaurants close to the hotel that I'm staying at, and I went and I got me something to eat, something to drink, and I brought food back to my room, and I'm about to devour it. I'm about to book for my makeup tomorrow, and I have two choices because I looked at my options for a makeup artist, and one of the makeup artists that I saw online, because I googled like makeup artists near this location in Huntsville, and one of the makeup artists that popped up coincidentally, or maybe not, is Letitia Scott's makeup artist, well, former makeup artist, Jasmine. There's her, and then there's one other girl. So I'm kind of like, thinking which one I'm gonna go with. Jasmine does great work, and my choice has nothing to do with, Letitia or whatever. It's just who is closer to me. Because when I went to Jasmine's website, she does not give you the address of where you need to go to get your makeup done. Whether she has a storefront, I don't know, but she doesn't give you the address until you book. Now, I'm not trying to book, and then when she gives me the address, I'm 20 minutes away. That's not, we're not doing that. The other young lady, she's pretty close to where I'm staying. So at this point in time, I'm thinking that I'm going to go to that makeup artist because, as I said, I'm not trying to book with Jasmine, and when she sends me the address, it's 20 minutes out. Or even 15 minutes out, even 10 minutes out. I'm not trying to be Ubering so far. The Uber from the airport to the hotel was $27. Okay. So I'm not driving around in an Uber tomorrow back and forth, spending 20 something dollars to get, transported to get my makeup done. So the other makeup artist, she is pretty close to the hotel I'm staying at. So at this point, um hi Martina Garcia. I can see the chat. I just don't want to be on camera right now. I look a mess. And normally I don't go on camera anyways. And I didn't want to go through StreamYard. So this is why I went live on YouTube. Anyways, so yeah, as I was saying, the other makeup artist, she's pretty close. I looked at her work on Instagram and also on her website, and she does great work. And hers and Jasmine's, and I keep saying Jasmine because if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, then you should know that Jasmine was Letitia's makeup artist. So the other young lady, I can't remember her name, and Jasmine, they have the same price point. So not much of a difference. They have the same policies, set location, and the address is available on Google. And when I check the distance, I'm like, okay, you're close by, so I'll go to you. So yeah, y'all, I am in Huntsville for Melody Cherie's Mimosas with Melody, the Huntsville edition. She had one in Atlanta in March, and I was at that one as well. And so I'm here in Huntsville because the panel looks amazing. And I set out this year to invest in myself, invest in my businesses, invest in this YouTube thing that I'm doing. And so far, it's been paying off. YouTube is a big community, y'all, and a big community that pays a lot of money to content creators every single month. You have people like De Silva or De Silva, I think is how she actually pronounces it. And you have Queen Sheba who are doing classes to help you guys if you want to be on YouTube. But I promise you, if you can find your niche, if you can find something that you're confident in talking about, and people will enjoy listening to you talk about, then there's a lot of money to be made on YouTube. It can be a business. There are YouTubers, their 9 to 5, their 9 to 5 is YouTube. Okay? What's his name? Funky Danny, I don't see it for him. He shared that he's making close to 500,000 a year on YouTube. And well, if you're not on YouTube, then you don't know the payout. But if you are already a content creator and you have made it to the 1,000 views mark, let's say you have 1,000 subscribers and you've made it to the 1,000 views mark on even one of your videos, then you know what the YouTube payout is for every 1,000 views, right? And if you're consistent and you are putting out one video, 1, 2, 3 videos a day, and each of those videos are making, are seeing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views, then honestly, in no time, you don't have to go to work. You don't have to have a regular 9 to 5. So I decided that I was going to invest in my YouTube business, and part of investing in my YouTube business is going to some of these events and networking and meeting other content creators and providing content for those of you who won't be in attendance. All right. So to my subscribers who have been following my posts from the time I posted that I was on my way to Huntsville, I just, came live to let y'all know that I arrived safely. I ate some food and now I'm about to just relax and get ready for an early day tomorrow, getting my makeup done, probably checking out some of the spots on the mall to see if I can do some content, talk to some of the people in Huntsville to see if they actually watch the show and what they think about the show. I had a great discussion with my Uber driver, and the reason I didn't go live when I was in my Uber is because I could hardly hear what he was saying. And I knew it was because, of the pressure in my ears from the flight. But we had a great conversation. And I asked him if he knew about the show. He's a white man. And I asked him if he knew about the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. Um, But he asked me why I was in town, right? I don't remember how our conversation started, but I was telling him that it was my first time in Huntsville and that I'm hungry and I was wondering, where would be open at this hour. And then he asked me, why I was in Huntsville, and I told him that I asked him if he knew about the show Love and Marriage Huntsville, and he said yes. And I was like, okay, so I'm here for an event that's being hosted by one of the stars of the show. And he's like, yeah, the cast of that show, they have events all the time in the area. And so I asked him if he watches the show, and he's like, not really. Which was pretty interesting. So I'm wondering if that's gonna be the answer that I'll be getting from most people. Like, yeah, we know about the show, but we don't really watch it, or we used to, watch the show, and because of XYZ, we don't watch it. Because y'all, the gentleman, the Uber driver, shout out to Robbie, that's his name, he was like explaining to me like all the great things that are happening in Huntsville. And as he's telling me all these things, y'all, I was like, why is it not on the show? Why not? He said Huntsville has a lot of engineers. And he said one of the reasons Huntsville has so many engineers, because I don't know if many of you know this, but NASA, there's a NASA station here in Huntsville. Melody told us in one live that they saw helicopters here in the airport. They had a whole like what do you call it, like a kiosk area all about helicopters and where to purchase helicopters or whatever. And as he's telling me all these things about Huntsville, I'm like, these are some of the things that should be featured on the show. It's about Black excellence, right? I'm sure there are lots of Black entrepreneurs or Black educated people who work at NASA. I'm sure there are a lot of Black engineers that they could probably cast for the show. I don't know. I just feel like the city has more to offer than what we're seeing on the show right now. And as my Uber driver said, Huntsville is like a booming city, like a lot of people. He said he left Atlanta to come to Huntsville because it was a city that was on the rise. Cost of living is a little bit lower than it is in Atlanta. The housing market isn't as expensive, all of that. And these are some of the things that should be discussed on the show. Kimmy and Maurice, they are they're doing real estate, right? They're doing real estate, they're doing development. Tisha and Marcel, they claim to be doing commercial development. Why are we not hearing conversation about the housing market here in Huntsville? Love and Marriage Huntsville should actually be a tourism ad for the city of Huntsville. It should be one big marketing tool for the city of Huntsville if the production team, i.e., Carlos, was doing things the right way. In the same way that we see Dr. Jackie, in the same way we see her meeting with Kamala Harris, in the same way that we see the Married to Medicine cast, I think they're going to the White House this season because I think Heavenly mentioned that or something. In the same way they do these things, I think that the cast or some of the cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville, we should see them rubbing shoulders with the political representatives in the city. As I'm going through the airport, I see the senator's office inside of the airport. I don't know how many states we see that at. But as I'm walking through the Huntsville International Airport, right there is their senator's office. Why are we not seeing some of their political representatives on the show? The show started out with them wanting to rebuild, was it North Huntsville? Why are we not seeing the cast individually doing that? Well, Kimmy and Maurice, they say that they're building office spaces, I guess, but I don't know. There's something missing. Listening to somebody who actually lives in, like, riding in a car with somebody who is not on the show. They live in Huntsville. They've been here for years. They're talking about how amazing the city is. It made me realize, honestly, we haven't seen half of the things my Uber driver mentioned. We have not seen half of those things on the show, y'all. Hi, Follow Me Back TV. I believe Trisha. Oh yeah. Oh, I think it's a computer engineer. Trisha is an engineer, but the focus is on drama. Yeah, she is. She did say that. I think she's a computer engineer or something, which is great. But they invited Trish to come on the show to talk about Martell, in my opinion. They wanted more drama surrounding Melody and Martell, and that is why they brought Trish on, because she's somebody who had an entanglement with Martell. And that's my opinion. So instead of focusing on this black woman engineer who is also a fitness trainer, the focus is, was she or was she not messing around with Martell while he was married? Is she lying about not being involved with him, physically? What's going on with her marriage? Why is it taking her so long to get a divorce? Does she actually like Ken, or is she holding out hope that her and Martell are going to get together? Like, that's the conversation. I don't think half of the Love and Marriage Huntsville watchers even know that she's an engineer. Isn't that crazy? If you didn't watch the Dustin Ross interview, then you have no clue. You have no clue that Trish is an engineer. I'm at my window in my room, yeah. But anyways, as I said, I just wanted to come on and let y'all know that I am here in Huntsville. And in the morning, I'll be going live a few times as I go get my makeup done. Hopefully, the makeup artist will be willing to, talk. I'll go live on StreamYard, and hopefully she'll be willing to, to talk about the show, whether or not she watches it. If she watches the show, what are her thoughts, and if she doesn't, why not, and what would make her watch it. And maybe I'll get some thoughts from some of the other people who live in Huntsville. So until tomorrow, y'all, walk good. Bye.